Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle and this is a word of caution regarding watching pick a card love readings. So while there is nothing inherently wrong with wanting to know where you stand with the love interest on your mind, the reason why you're wanting to know where you stand with them matters greatly, as it can greatly impact your mental and emotional well-being. So a very good question to ask yourself when it comes to why you're watching pick a card love readings is, am I simply curious or am I actually clinging? Holding on to hope isn't always a good thing, especially if it's keeping you stuck in limerence or in codependence. The last thing I want to do is to enable limerence and codependence with the content that I create. I want to help you create a life in which you're truly thriving, not keep you stuck in survival mode. And I know how it all works because I've been there. So this is where grace, knowledge, understanding, and compassion come in. It's okay if the only way you're able to self-soothe in this moment is by way of participating in coping mechanisms, distractions, and the like. As long as you're also doing yourself a favor by learning how to heal the wounding that has been fueling any limerence and or codependent patterns that you might have. My promise to you is that as you heal the wounding, your dependency on your SP, which means specific person, aka the person on your mind, or your ex, will begin to dissolve naturally, to the point where you're not even curious about what they're thinking and how they're feeling about you anymore. I know this to be true from personal experience. When you're ready to start healing the wounding, I have some amazing resources to get you going. My personal recommendation is to start with 2 videos, how to stop manifesting separation, and then the other one is called Releasing the Wants. Both videos will be linked in the description box below. My heart is always with you guys, and with that I bid you more happy viewing. Love, Michelle. Hey Pile 1, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Michelle. We're doing another pick a card love reading. We are tapping in and channeling through who are you to your person, where do you stand with them, and what do they want with you, and from the connection that they have with you. Okay, so just keep in mind, you guys, it's a general reading. And everything that resonates, take it, run with it, claim it, do whatever you want with it. If something's not resonating, just drop it, leave it behind for whomever it might be resonating for. I have personal readings available if you would like for me to exclude everybody else's energies and just tap exclusively into you and your person's connection. All the booking details and reading details are in the description box below. I have a lot of readings available in the specific person category. Many of them are just $25, and I'm going to be adding some more $25 readings to the specific person category. All right, so go check them out, Pile 1. Okay, let's see. Pile 1. You guys were drawn to the very flashy Labradorite kitty. He wants to be put over here for some reason. I usually put him over here. I don't know what that's all about. We'll see. Maybe your person is wanting to switch something up in this connection. Okay, they might be wanting, yeah. Well, let's see. So the overall energy of who you are to your person. Got 2 main cards here. Now I was only pulling one, but you know, 2 popped out together, and so this may be it could be complicated, it could be highly nuanced who you are to your person. Yeah, I'm hearing it's complicated. Okay, great energies though. All right, but it is something complicated. And then clarifying the main energies here, we have the King of Swords, the Ace of Swords, and the 5 of Swords. Oh, yeah, okay. I am picking up on the energy of who you are to your person, Pile 1, is you're definitely some kind of a safe haven for them, but you don't come without your boundaries, right? So let's see. Let's dial in. So who you are to your person, Pile 1, you're a safe haven to them. Yes, okay. I am also picking up on like you're a comfort zone, but not in the way that I would typically explain a comfort zone. This doesn't feel, the comfort zone doesn't feel toxic. Okay, so yeah, you are a place that your person comes to or this is how they've experienced your energy as being very comforting for them, right? They can enter into the gate of your presence, and there's just something about your energy that is very inviting to your person in terms of like leaving all of, you know, their struggles and the dealings of the world. It feels like your person has the weight of the world on their chest and on their shoulders. Your person may actually have upper back problems or just back problems just overall, because I'm feeling it. I can feel the weight of the world on my shoulders. This is some very specific energies that are channeling through. They could have stomach problems or digestive problems, lower back problems, or just back problems altogether. You could have like a sore neck, you know, the back of their neck could be sore. There's just something, because they carry the weight of the world on their shoulders, but it is translating into some actual physical pain that your person could be experiencing. But there's also this energy of who you are to them is like the minute they cross the threshold or they enter into your actual presence, that weight just starts to lighten, right? I'm literally seeing somebody enter into, like they cross the threshold, right? There's a gate here, right? This is the threshold, and they come in. The minute they cross that threshold, everything just feels lighter. So there's something about your energy and your presence that almost filters that out for them. Like, I don't know if you just unknowingly kind of take on your person's burdens and kind of help them alchemize that. But they notice, it's a noticeable shift. Whether they have they noticed it consciously? Some of them have. They just know when they get around you. They may not understand what's going on energetically, but your person just knows that when they get around you, things don't feel quite as heavy as they do when they're not with you, okay? So this might be translating for your person as they just, you know, they're able to laugh and smile maybe more often than where they do with other people or just in other environments. We won't stay in that too long. Let's see. Who you are to your person, it's like your presence invites them into a part of themselves that long to rest, okay? That longs for, like, yeah, very peaceful, very calming. Your person is able to kind of let down their guard. It's like they check all their baggage and everything at the door. And you know what I mean? It's one of those, it's almost like you're a vacation, you know, to them. They feel like who you are to them. They feel seen and comforted and soothed by you. There is a challenge here, though. There is definitely a challenge that they feel, because even though your energy reflects like unconditional love and unconditional acceptance, like they pick up on that with you, right? It is also very likely that your energy triggers some deep inner work in them that needs to be done. So you indirectly, more than likely, ask your person to face their own reflection and heal without relying on any kind of external validation or rescue, okay? That could be directly or indirectly, okay? It's coming through that you're a kind of a teacher to your person, a teacher and a guide, whether you're doing it directly or indirectly, and you could be doing both, okay? You're also a catalyst for deep inner cleansing with me talks here. You're someone who activates some kind of a mental and emotional and spiritual detox within your person, which is not always comfortable, okay? Your person sees themselves very clearly, but I'm hearing it's in a good way. See, your person is already hyper aware of everything that's wrong with them. They may not be too connected to everything that is right with them, and you help them do that. They see themselves like who they really are, you know, inherently. through you. You're a reflection of that. And they love the way that feels because they may have been very disconnected from that part of them for a long time. And actually what's coming through is you may help this person somehow reconnect to their inner child. And actually enjoy being in that inner child energy in a healthy way. You may also be somebody to your person pile 2 that, or pile 1, that triggers their shadow or reflects their shadow back to them. Maybe reflects old patterns or avoidance strategies. You're somebody that calls to your person to purge the parts of themselves, including like maybe parts of their lifestyle or their social circle that's no longer in integrity. So in other words, you demand truth, right, from your person, like indirectly. I mean, and through boundaries, right? Because I am seeing that threshold. So you do have boundaries. There is a boundary here, and your love and this is what your person knows, like who you are to your person. They know that your love and your acceptance, your love for them and your acceptance of them is unconditional, but access to you is not unconditional, right? Your person knows that they need to treat you a certain way before they can, before they are allowed entry into your garden, so to speak, into your presence. And I'm also hearing that they actually feel very honored. Your person must know, pile 1, that you are not necessarily, you're selective. Your person knows that you're very selective about who you share your time and your energy and your resources with. And so they feel very honored that they're either somebody that you still do share, your resources and your energy and stuff with, or they were honored when you were, okay, if you guys are in separation. Let's see. With the King of Swords, your person sees you as somebody who's intelligent, very discerning, very in control of like your emotions, very in control of your environment, not controlling, right? You're not controlling. It's like you're a master of like your own energy. That's how they perceive you anyway. It can also reflect them. It could show how they may be approaching this connection with you from a very logical or maybe an overly rationalized perspective. And instead of feeling into the connection with you, which would be that Venus energy, they may default to analyzing, intellectualizing, or possibly even repressing emotion. With the Ace of Swords reversed here, you may symbolize some kind of a truth that your person isn't really ready to face quite yet. There's something about themselves that they're not being completely honest about. There may be like a gap here. Okay. Yeah, okay, so we have the numbers 25 and the numbers 29. So there's a gap here. What is that, like 14? There's a gap. Oh, so there could be a gap of maybe 14 years between the two of you. There could be a gap of 14 years, 14 months, 14 days. That could be 14 months or 14 days could be the time that you guys haven't seen each other. They could be very confused about the nature of the connection with you. It feels intense, okay? They're picking up on that, but there may be some confusion going on within their energy when it comes to you. There's some kind of resistance that they have to speaking the truth or seeing things as they really are. So there could be some denial, some suppression, some mental fog surrounding your guys' situation, your guys' connection. And with the Five of Swords here, this is like an internal war or struggle that your person is battling when it comes to this connection. They know that. This is, in this context, this is talking about self-sabotage. Self-sabotage, ego battles, a sense of, you know, your person thinking and feeling that if I let pile one in, I lose control, okay? So they are kind of, there's definitely a gap that your person is clocking. And so they have realized that as long as they're treating you a certain way, right? As long as they're honoring your boundaries and stuff like that, you allow them open access to your presence and energy, because they know that, you know, pile one, that your energy is very healing, very cleansing. Your person may not know yet how to process their own stress. And so I feel for the vast majority, you guys already know. There's something about your energy. People enter into your presence and they just feel lighter. It's because you have this gift of helping people to alchemize, transmute, and process, you know, their own stresses, their own baggage and stuff like that. There's a, okay, so there here, is this me speaking? I don't know, but this is coming up. There's a caveat here, not regarding your person, but this is for you, pile one, to make sure that, realize that you're doing this if you don't already know, and make sure that you're taking care of your own energy, that you're doing things to kind of help discharge the other, you know, energies you're taking on from other people. Make sure you are, I'm hearing ritualized. Make sure you are ritualized in some kind of self-care regimen, because you are doing this, okay? This is a natural way of being for you when you're with your friends, when you're with just other people. Anytime someone has your undivided focus and your attention, what you may not know is happening, pile one, is that you're helping that person alchemize and process and transmute and discharge, you know, stressful energies, overwhelming energies, traumatic energies and stuff. Like, you're taking those on, okay? So what this looks like, if you were to put it into like a cartoon or a visual, you know, imagine your person, or just people in general that you may come into contact with, going around with like the weight of the world on their shoulders. Maybe it's, think about baggage, right? And they're so overloaded with baggage. It's like, you know, they got stuff wrapped, you know, they're dragging stuff from around their waist, and they got it strapped to their back and over their shoulders, and all kinds of different ways people are, you know, hoisting this baggage around, and they come into your presence, and it's just natural for you to start taking off, like you're helping them, right? You're taking that baggage off of them, and you are processing it. You're emptying out that baggage, and you're alchemizing it. You're returning it to source or whatever. But that does require you to use up some of your own vital force energy in order to do that, okay? Which is part of your gifting. Just make sure you know that you're doing that, because that's going to require you to do some kind of self-care, because you're emptying out your energy to help this other person out with their stuff. And so make sure you're doing something that regularly helps you to refill your own cup, so to speak, okay? Ooh, pile one. It's a beautiful, beautiful gift. It's just a lot of people don't know that they're doing that, and so they might feel drained, right? If they're not ritualizing some kind of self-care regimen on the regular. All right, so who you are to your person, right? You're a mirror of their higher self and their shadow self. So you're reflecting everything back to your person. You're also a catalyst for truth, for detox, for healing, even if your person's resisting it. You're also a sanctuary that they yearn for, but they fear they're not worthy of. They got some self-worth issues coming through. You're also an invitation to them to stop running from themselves, to drop, you know, their guard, to drop the sword and rest. But only if they're willing to be honest and humble. So this connection could very likely, pile one, feel very fated and karmic. maybe not in a punishing way, but maybe in a sense where this connection demands some kind of radical self-awareness and transformation. You definitely awaken a part of your person that wants to evolve, but there's also a part of them that fights change with everything they have, okay, with this Five of Swords energy here. So, you know, it's safe to say you're just not anybody to them. You know, you know what I mean? You're somebody very important. They realize that in order to cross into, you know, deeper connection with you, they have to confront their shadows. They got to detox their inner and their outer world. And they got to drop the battle mentality, the struggle mentality, the conflict mentality. Your person may take a lot of stuff personally. They may even have some kind of a victim mentality, but there's definitely this energy that your person has. And this, I feel like this is conscious. Like this is an actual conscious way that your person moves through the world. They're like, I got to shut my heart off. I got to have my guard up all the time. It feels more like a wall than it does a boundary, okay? The problem with walls, though, is they keep everybody out, even the good ones. And I feel like when your person comes into your presence, that wall comes down a little bit, but they still have some major trust issues in general that they're needing to work through, okay? They do see you, but they're not able to see you very clearly because they can't even really see themselves clearly. But you're helping with that, right? Whether you realize it or not. But even still, even though they can't really see you that clearly or perceive you that clearly, it's like they can feel the influence and the impact that you and the connection that they have with you has on them, on their evolution, on their life in general, all that good stuff. Okay, so let's move this over. Now we're going to find out where you currently stand with them. Where do you currently stand with your person? Oh, the kitty wants to be in the garden. Yeah, that's what that is. That's why this wanted to be. This is like representing your person, okay? Your person may have a very cat-like personality. There may be very something very flashy or catchy about their vibe as well. But they want to be in the garden with you, okay? That's why it wanted to be over here, because I already knew I was going to situate this over here, and that's exactly where it wanted to be. Your person wants to be in your energy. They want to be in your presence, okay? They enjoy, I just heard them say they enjoy life there. So that's letting, for some of you, know where your person, where you stand with your person. You're someone that they wouldn't mind spending more time with, okay? Now, just because that's something that they don't mind and may even want or desire doesn't mean that they're not allowing their shadows or their fears or that internal struggle to keep them distanced from you, all right? There's very much kind of like a, like shit just got real, or things are, you know what I mean, when it comes to their connection with you. Oh, okay. What they're saying is that they know that you don't tolerate any bullshit. And your person highly, highly respects you. Some of them even, they do hold you in high regard. Some of you, they even have you on a pedestal. And they don't want to upset you. They don't want to let you down. And the reason why they aren't crossing that threshold over into the garden where they're spending more time with you than what they already may be spending time with you is because they're afraid, number one, to wear out their welcome. They're afraid that you're gonna possibly get tired of them spending all that time with you. There's some things with your person. Yeah, there's definitely some self-worth issues, some deserving issues your person's needing to work through. There's almost this energy. What's coming through is they're saying they don't want to wear out their welcome with you, okay? But let's move on. All right, next question. Where does pile 1 currently stand with you? Where does pile 1 stand with the person on their mind? Where does pile 1 stand with the person on their mind? Okay, they want me to talk about, oh, these three came out. Okay, we're gonna do it like that. Yeah. Bottom of the deck is cassette. Yes, there are definitely some things in your person's energetic makeup. Some maybe old sabotaging toxic ways might still be cycling through, or at least maybe some echoes of some stuff. Where you stand with your person, pile one, they were not, how is it coming through? They were caught off guard with you. Very caught off guard. They were not expecting to be impacted as much as they have been impacted by you. Okay, I am hearing that your person is always, for whatever reason, they never really had to at least, you know, maybe more recently, they haven't had a difficult time just walking away from people, from connections, but there's a message coming through. They've had a hard time walking away from you. They've had a hard time letting go of this connection. They weren't expecting, like, no one has quite left a lasting impression. I'm picking up energies where people just don't really leave lasting impressions for your person anymore, but you did. Okay, there's something very unexpected that like hit your person out of nowhere. That's where you stand with them. Even still, you know, to this day, if you guys are not talking, if they have pulled back and they're not communicating, like even still. And then with the butterfly here, we have relationship evolving to the next phase, healing the inner child. Yes, okay, healing their inner child and growth. I'm hearing it slowly but surely because some of your people, you know, they don't understand and realize like what's happening, or that's why it's happening. We got the chaser here, chaser and codependent relationship, fear of abandonment issue, and then coffin. But I feel like that's who you are, or like where you stand with them. Slowly but surely, or at least whenever they come into your presence, it's like, you know, it's like you kind of help them overcome some of that emotional baggage that they've been dragging around for years, or you help them overcome the wall that they have built. You know, it's like you're teaching them lessons, but it feels like you're teaching them more by example than like you're directly teaching them. So they are learning a lot. Oh my gosh, they are learning so much about themselves, about life in general, about healing, about stuff like that. You've made them see things in a completely different way. I'm hearing you're one of their best teachers, but you're teaching. It's like you're not teaching directly, you're modeling. You are teaching by example. I do like that we have outdated thinking, replaying events over in your head, and, you know, outdated conditioning. I like that that's showing up at the bottom of the deck because it means it's not the strongest. So regardless of what the status is of your guys' connection right now, you have had a lasting impression and a lasting impact on your person. Even if you never see them again, they are never going to forget you, because it's like their connection with you marked a very pivotal point in your person's soul evolution. Okay. And a lot of this is conscious. Your person is consciously aware of this. They may not know why, right? They may not know the intricacies of exactly, you know, the gift that your presence brings to them, which is kind of sad, because if they don't know what that is, then it's like they're not able to take full advantage of it. And I don't mean advantage as like taking from you, and you know what I mean, like in a bad way. But you know, it's like you have this very healing energy. Like I'm seeing this fountain of youth and vitality in this garden that they, as long as they're treating you right and minding your boundaries, they have full open access to. but I don't feel like your person takes full advantage of it. You know, it's that same kind of energy where, you know, your person's been granted access to, say, like $1 million, and they're not taking advantage of it. Like, it's a gift. Here, there's $1 million. Do what you want to do with it. And because of your person's own limitations and self-sabotaging and self-limiting beliefs and their own self-loathing and whatever the case may be, they're like, oh, okay, well, I'm just gonna go in and maybe, you know, I'll take $20, right? You're like, here's $1 million. What are you talking about? You know, and this is just your gifting. And by the way, it's not just to this person. This is just your makeup. This is anybody that comes into your presence that, you know, you allow your focus and your attention to rest with. Anybody that has your undivided focus and attention, and you're actually in an energetic exchange with somebody, this is what's going on, you guys. It's so magical. Okay, your energy is so magical. It's so transformative. It's beautiful. And I'm wondering too, pile one, if you understand what you have. This is a gift that you have, and how valuable of a resource that it is, and not only to yourself but to other people. Like, I don't know if you understand just how powerful you are, and how influential and impactful you are and can be to anybody that you cross paths with, that you give your time and your attention to. All right, we're gonna move on. Let's see, what is the last question? What do they want? Okay, we're gonna find out, what do they want? Pile one's person, what do you want with pile one? What do you want with pile one? Pile one's person. What does pile one's person truly want with pile one in this connection? What does pile one's person truly want with pile one in this connection at this point in time? Okay, some of their, so some of their wounding is already starting to come through, because now we're starting to see like what their actual wants and desires are when it comes to you in this connection. Let me get a couple more. No, they're telling me to talk about this because I'm on point with it. Okay. This is giving me the vibe because we have main lady, all right, or main person showing up in the reverse. So upright, it says they have chosen no interference, focused on one person. Okay, so for this to come through in the reverse position, answering the question like, what is it they want from you in this connection? It's like they don't want to be the main person in your life. But what this is coming through is because they just don't feel like they measure up, or they don't feel like they're up to the task. It's like, I don't have the resources. It's one of those things like, you know, do I want, you know, a Lamborghini? Sure. Can I afford it? No. Right? Do I want to live in a mansion? Hell yeah. Can I afford it? Unfortunately, no. Right? It's that kind of an energy. This is your person, at least. How's it? This is your person. That's part of them honoring you and honoring, you know, your energy, and being very real with themselves and with you. See, because I mean, it'd be easy to just tell people, like, you know, waste their time and be like, oh yeah, you know, I'm capable of not only getting into a relationship with you, but doing the daily maintenance that's required to keeping a connection healthy and alive. And your person is saying, you know, they're not saying that they don't want to be that for you in your life. What they're saying is I don't have the ability to be that for you in your life, at least at this point in time, right? So, I mean, this is your person being very responsible with their offers to you, okay? This is them not even, there's even a thing here, like, I'm not even going to go in and test drive a Lamborghini because I might like it too much, but I'm going to have to walk away from it at the end of the day because I don't have the funds, the resources to take it home and keep it. It's that kind of an energy. So for those of you where you're not in communication, or you're separated, you're broken up from this person, they haven't come back, That's why. It's like they're not going to offer you, or they're not going to fake future you or make promises they know they can't keep. It's like they're realizing, they're in full realization and acceptance even, that they just, you know, yeah, they want something with you, but they can't afford it energetically, resource, whatever the case may be. Okay, let's get a couple more. What do you want to what do you want with pile 1 and this connection? What do you want with pile 1? Let's get one more. What do you want with pile 1? Okay, they want me to talk about it as these go. Okay, with unvalued here for what they want, you know, your person is like, I'm human. You know, even though I recognize pile 1 that I don't have the ability to afford, you know, taking you home and taking care of you and providing for you and all that stuff. They don't have the ability to match your energy in a way that's going to honor the connection. They're like, I still want to drive it. Right? Because unequal give and take is what's coming out. That's just the human part of them saying, like, you know, that doesn't mean I don't want to, you know, I don't want to, you know, like, would they like to be selfish? Like, if you were to offer, you know, like no strings attached, if you were okay with that, would they take it up? Yes, they would. You know, they're saying they're human, right? But everything that's coming out though lets me know, it's like, you know, they know better than that. But I mean, it's one of those things that they're saying, like, you know, if you'd let them get away with it, why not, you know? But they know that they won't be able to get away with anything less than what you want, know, and need that you deserve, right? Let's get one more. What do you want to offer pile, or not offer, sorry. What do you want with pile 1, and what do you want from your connection with them? Well, I'm going to be honest. They're saying there is a part of them that wishes that you would ease up on your boundaries. If there's something or a specific dynamic that you're wanting in just romantic connections in general, or even specific to them, you know, they're just being honest. They would wish that you'd back off a little bit from that, or maybe how are they want to say, lower the price, right? Yeah, there's a part of them that's like, okay, so they understand, they get it, they understand, they know that you know what you're worth, right? And the human part of them is like, can't you just discount? Like, I know that the value of this is $1,000, and they already know that you may have made some contentions even past then. You may be like, you know, this is worth $1,000, right? You know that it's worth $1,000. You know that you could take it to certain other places and maybe even get more from that. But you may, because you know, really love and adore this person, you may have discounted it even then. Like, okay, for you, I'll go as low as say like $800, but your person doesn't even have 100, right? And so, but they're saying, like, of course, if you would lower it down to where they could actually afford it, they would take advantage of it. That's just part of human nature, right? And there's even a part of them that's wishing that you would do that. So in other words, in the context, what this is saying is, like, for those of you where you want something more committed, more committed, more consistent, exclusive, they're saying the best I can give you is casual friends with benefits. And they're coming from an honest space with that. Okay, they want to be able to offer you more than that, but they don't have it to give. In other words, okay, they're saying if I had the resources, if I could give that to you, I would. If I had it to give, I would. But they're like, I don't. Okay, let's get one more. But yeah, they're saying, I want you to not want what you want, pile 1, so that you and I can, you know, spend time in each other's presences. But they also know that that's not in your best interest, okay? And they do love and care about you enough, at least care. I don't know what the status of your guys' connection. They at least do care about you enough to not want to sell you short, okay? Let's get one more. But they're saying, don't tempt me, though. They're like, pile one, don't tempt me, you know, with a freebie, because they'll take it. You know what I mean? It's like, don't tempt me to take advantage of you, because I will do it. That's just, you know, kind of, that's human nature. You go to somebody that can afford a Lamborghini, and you tell them, here, you can have this Lamborghini, go drive it around, you know, you don't have to pay for it or anything like that. The vast majority of people are going to be like, okay, fuck yeah, you know, not knowing anything about having to care for one, maintenance on one. They don't have any idea of the cost that goes into actually maintaining, you know, a Lamborghini, right? Or the lifestyle that's required to be able to afford it. So they're like, don't do it because I will take advantage of it, they're saying, right? Give me one more. Bottom of the deck says send mixed signals, inconsistency. Yeah. Just because of where they're at, you know, the resources that they're working with, which isn't much, okay? What they want from this connection is the freedom to come and go as they please. But if they're being honest, they want open access to you with no no responsibilities, okay, to you into the connection. Now, again, that's the human part of them. They just realize, they understand that that's not going to happen, and they respect that that's not going to happen. They know why that's not going to happen. Part of what makes you so attractive to them, pile one, is that you know what you're working with. You know how beautiful your energy is and how healing it is, and you know what you're worth, and you know what you're capable of producing, and you know what you're able to have, right? You're not somebody, it's like, you know that you can walk into a dealership, and I'm just speaking metaphorically, you know you have the funds and the ability to afford a Lamborghini if that's what you want, you know, right? And while you might be willing to make some slight concessions, you're not gonna discount yourself. You know, it's like somebody comes in and it's like, you know, all I have is enough money to maybe, you know, rent a bike, right? And you're like, okay, well, I'm not a bike and I'm not available to rent, you know, I'm for sale, basically is what that means. Like, you know, and you're kind of, not that you're holding that hostage, but you're like, you know, you're very selective about who you allow to take part in, you know, your personal space. Your person realizes that, they honor that. It's actually part of what makes you very attractive to them, because you're not open access to just anybody and everybody. They realize that being given open access to you is a privilege. And for many, it's a luxury, right? It should be treated as such anyway, okay? Let me find out what's going on with against time. Your person is actually feeling an urgency, very restless, antsy. There's that word. They want open access. If they're being absolutely 100% honest, and they do realize it's coming from a very selfish place, but they're saying, if it was offered to me, I'd definitely take it, right? But they do understand that's not what is being offered from you. Okay. All right, pile one, that was your reading. Thank you for hanging out with me again today. If this resonated, do me a favor, take a moment, if you would, smash the like button for me. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. Comment below, let me know that you picked this pile. Let me know how it resonated. Become part of the family so you don't miss a reading or an announcement by hitting the subscribe button along with the notification bell. All right, you guys, I will see you at your next pick a card live reading. Bye, pile one. Pile two, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle. We're doing another pick a card love reading. We're tapping in, channeling through your person's, like, who are you to them? Where do you stand with them, and what do they want from you and with this connection? So settle in, you guys. The first reading was kind of long, but it was a very nuanced energy. I don't think this one will be too long. Oof. I'm already picking up on some heart heaviness here. Okay, let me get through the intro first. I'm already tapping into the energies of this connection and your person and all that good stuff. Oh, it's heavy. The energy's heavy. Hold on, you guys. Let me ground real quick. Your person, they could be feeling very sad. Or maybe I'm tapping into your energy. Someone here in this connection is very sad, okay? Anyway, let me get through the intro. I'm burning Palo to try and reset some of this energy or ground my own. Yeah, so I do just keep in mind, you guys, this is a general reading, so whatever resonates, you know, take it, run with it, claim it. Whatever isn't resonating, just drop it, leave that behind for whomever it might be resonating for. I do have personal private readings available if you would like for me to exclude everyone else's energy, exclude the collective energy, and zero in only on you and your person's connection. All the booking details and all the different readings that are available in the specific category, specific person category, you can find all those details in the description box below. Many of the readings available are only $25, so go check them out. I'm going to be adding some more $25 readings too in the specific category, specific person category in the mix. I keep leaving out words, okay? And that's indicative of maybe your person having wanted to say something, but either they forgot to say it or they didn't say what it was that they wanted to say. Oh, okay. They didn't think to say something until after the moment had already passed, and now they might feel like it might be too little too late. It's almost one of those things like I forgot to mention, but now they can't mention it to you. I'm telling you, there's some heaviness coming through in your person's energy or just in the energy collective. That could have been you too that I just channeled. All right, now we're going to tap into your person's energy specifically. Who is pile 2? Okay. We got the number 5 here, which can talk about changes, but we also have closing door and completion. All right. Adding to that meaning, expanding on it, clarifying it, we have, let's see, the Lovers here. I just saw the door shut on this connection. Yeah. Okay. So who you are to them, you're someone that they used to know. And there's 2 songs I'm channeling. Okay. That song, and I can't even, is it, Goyte. I don't know how to say that person's name in Kimbra. Someone that I used to know. And then I'm also hearing that song Take a Bow by Madonna. Okay, so yeah, who you are to this person, you're someone that they used to know, someone that they, you know, used to have a very deep connection with, very fond, I'm hearing. But that connection feels like it's over, okay? The 9 of Pentacles in the reverse and then the Ace of Pentacles, you're someone that they still see like opportunity with, and in this context, because I am feeling like your person, and since this is their energy, I know they're sharing in that energy at least. So the sadness and the heaviness that I'm picking up on isn't just yours. If that is the mood that you're in towards your person in this connection pile 2, it's your person's in that also, okay? Because of the cards that are coming through. Who you are to your person, they might feel like you were someone that they had to lean too heavily on. You may be somebody to them that they felt like they may have been too dependent on your energy, with the 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. But with the Ace of Pentacles, they still, like, again, they may be actually seeing you as seeing like a missed opportunity with you, but they also see potential still, okay? But it may carry the energy of like, yeah, it's too little too late. That might be where your person's at with everything. We'll see. Okay, what do we have here? We have Earth energies, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We have the Lovers, which is what, Gemini energy. Okay. Let's find out what's going on. Where does pile 1 stand with you? Pile 2. Where does pile 2 stand with you? Pile 2's person. Where does pile 2 stand with you? Pile 2's person. Where does pile 2 currently stand with you? Okay, you are someone that they want to kiss. You're somebody that they still want to be affectionate with. They want to hold you. They want to kiss you. They want to give and receive love and affection with you. You're somebody that they might have even fallen in love with, okay, for where you stand with your person, but you're not anybody that they're currently experiencing life with. You're not the one they're taking out on dates. You're not the one that they're building anything with, okay, with date in the reverse. You might be, you know, where you stand with them, it's like they're holding that back. They're hanging back. I'm hearing respectfully. They're doing that to respect you. You may have been the one, pile 2, to close the door on this connection. Because I'm hearing them say they're respecting your boundaries and your wishes, which is coming through in the energy of you communicated something to this person, you know, to the effect of like, it's over, please don't contact me again. And it may have come through in the energy of, you know, you wanting them to know, I need to heal, right? Pile 2, it's like you were telling your person that you need to heal. You need to get over things, you need to move on and all that stuff. And your person is recognizing that is probably the best thing to do in regards to this connection at this point in time, but they're having a difficult time with it. They're saying they agree with you. That doesn't mean that they like it, and it doesn't mean that they want it, because they don't. There's still love here. There's still feelings here. There's still desire to want to work things out here for where you stand with your person. Pile 2's person. Where does pile 2 currently stand with their person? Yeah, palm tree. Where you stand with your person sees you in this connection as like like it's stable in terms of like, you know, rooted wise, right? Like this connection can never really truly be broken. The bonds can never truly be broken. For some of you, I'm picking up where you guys may have shared assets together. You may share a business together, you may have kids together, but there is some kind of a bond in place as where your person's concerned, pile 2. That, and I just heard the number 6. I don't know yet what that is in reference to, and we have the Lovers here, which is also the, okay, I'm not sure. Anyway, I just forgot where I was at. Are we talking about palm tree, right? Yeah, you guys have some kind of a shared asset or interest, kids, something that keeps you guys bonded. But even regardless, just the bond and the connection, yeah, they're pointing, that's what the number 6 is. They were drawing me back to the Lovers. It doesn't matter, you know, what they're saying is, and they're not saying that the kids or the business or none of that matters to them. Of course it does, but they're saying even without that, the bond and the connection would still be there. Like, you guys don't need any external leverage in order for your person to be in this palm tree energy for where you stand with them. Yeah, that external leverage helps, right? But they're saying that even without that, the bond and the connection would still remain regardless, okay? Let's see. God, this is going to be a super quick reading, possibly. Quicker than what pile 1 was. Holy crap. Let's see, pile 2's person, what do you want with pile 1 in this connection? What do you want with pile 1 in this connection? Spell work. They don't want you going anywhere, pile 2. They really don't. They don't. They get it though, but they don't want you to go anywhere. But they understand why you would, or why you did, or why you are, whatever the case may be. They understand it. Let me get two more. And the fact that spell work is showing up right underneath date in the reverse, because this says attracting love interest. This almost feels like they don't want you to attract other love interest, right? They don't want anyone else. This is like for both. They don't want it for themselves, and they don't want it, you know, they don't want to be with anyone else, and they don't want you to be with anyone else but them. Okay, let's get a couple more. What do you want with pile 2 in this connection? They want it back. That's what they're saying. They want it back. And they want it bad. Okay? They want you back, and they want this connection back, and they want you bad, and they want this connection bad. Like they, you know, they really, really want you in the connection. Let's get one more. What do you want with pile 2 and your connection with pile 2? Please give me one more. Now does your person listen to a lot of music, or is that how the two of you may have communicated to each other, or the two of you just shared a mutual interest in music or something? Because there's a lot of music coming through. Did you guys used to share music together, like send music back and forth? Because it's a lot's coming through. What did I just hear? Fuck, I dropped it. I'm sorry. There was a song coming through. Maybe it'll come back. Let me get one more. Gypsy. I just keep hearing they want that old thing back. Oh, I remember what it was. It was Usher. You got it bad. There's dating in the upright. Yeah, see? Okay, listen. Your person, okay, so where you stand with them, of course, you guys, for the vast majority of you, you guys are not really having a whole lot to do with your person, but your person, pile 2, is very, very specific about what they're wanting. This almost feels like I should have done these things when I still had the chance, right? I didn't know what I had until it was gone. It's that kind of an energy, because with dating showing up at the back of the deck for what your person wants, it's like, I wish I would have taken you out on a date, or I wish I would have taken you out on more dates. You know, like I wish I would have done more with you, pile 2, while I still had the chance. There's some regret, heavy regrets coming through, like your person not doing the things with you, you know, like they took advantage that you would always be there, or something like that. Regrets coming through. Back of the deck says, dating says, ready to start dating, meeting new love interests, and getting over someone. And that could be also too, maybe what they're wanting is, maybe they want to get over you, but with the fact that it's showing up at the back of the deck, it's not working, okay? And this is a tidbit for those of you where you know your person is out there dating, actively dating, or they're with somebody else. It's not working. They're still, I'm hearing they're still hung up on you, and they're still hung up on this connection. Let's see. Chaser says low self-esteem, validation of self-worth. Oh my God, you guys. What they're wanting is, they're almost wanting you to be in the same space that they're in, and they want you to kind of be in a scarcity mindset, in that you're not going to find anybody out there that's going to rival the connection, the bond that the two of you had. And so I'll be honest, with some of the energies that's coming out, your person isn't necessarily saying, like, you know, they're 100% against you, like just dating or doing whatever it is. Your person's kind of in this, they're hoping, I should say, that this closed door isn't permanent. It almost feels like your person's hoping, okay, this is just something we're needing to go through. Pile 2 just needs to, you know, It's almost like a reset, right? They're hoping that some time spent apart between the two of you, somehow the energy between the two of you, oh, a clean slate. Okay, that's what they're saying. Like maybe with some time and some distance or something, it's like that the slate between you that may have been dirtied up, right? Marked on negatively as a result of being in this connection with your person, like will somehow just kind of wipe itself clean or something. I don't know. But they're hoping, okay, what they're wanting is like, okay, if pile 2 is going to be out there dating and just mingling and being single and whatever, they're hoping that you're not going to be able to find anybody that is truly going to fulfill you or satisfy you on a level where you'll never want to be with them again, right? Like, you see what I'm saying? With Gypsy, it says knowing the unknowable. Okay, yeah, unconventional lifestyle and exotic, mysterious. So basically what your person is wanting, they want to know. Somehow they're looking for proof or some kind of, oh, this could be your person looking for signs too. Some kind of sign or signal from either you or the universe or something that maybe you're on the same page with them in terms of like this separation. Or even this breakup isn't permanent, right? They're looking for some kind of proof or validation that the two of you are going to end up together again at some point in time in the future, after which, maybe you've forgiven them for some of the transgressions that might have happened between the two of you, or maybe they just needed to grow up, or they needed to go through something, right? Is there anything else that wants to come out? That was a quick reading, you guys. Which, you know what? I'll take it. I've been reading all day. Anything else? No, that's it. Pile 2, that was your reading. Oh my goodness. It was quick. But, the info that came out was pretty clear. So hopefully that gave you the clarity that you were looking for. Who you are to your person, pile 2, they're seeing you right now as like a missed opportunity. They're definitely seeing you as somebody that they would love to have another chance with at some point in the future. But they are also recognizing, like, before the two of you would ever be able to do that, something between the two of you needs to be reset, right? Clean slate. Start off again, but on a whole new path together, something along those lines. But anyway, yeah, if this resonated, do me a favor, smash the like button for me. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. Comment below, let me know that you picked this pile. I was actually getting happy there for a second, and I'm like, I don't know, your person is somewhat optimistic that somehow, way, shape, or form, the two of you are going to end up together again at some point. But they go back and forth, because in the very beginning I was tapping into some deep melancholy, but they might go back and forth, right? It really just depends on how easy your person is to just how much faith they're able to have in what it is they're wanting to call in. And I will say, with spell work here, pile 2, you may not know this, I am picking up on some energies where some of your people might actually be into divination. You might be shocked as fuck to know that, but for some of you, I'm picking that up. They might be following your lead on that one, pile 2, because with the Gypsy here and spell work, I'm picking up on your person kind of going on the woo side, trying to figure out whether or not, this connection with you is truly a lost cause. And for some of them, they're under the impression that they're going to be able to manifest this connection back in. Okay? Isn't that crazy? Especially if some of you, pile 2, are actively trying to manifest this person back in. Or if not, just know that that's what's happening. I mean, for those where it's not active manifestation, it might be your person just praying, right? Petitioning to some kind of like their higher self, source, God, whatever the case may be, which is also manifestation, just so you know that, okay? Anyway, yeah, hit the subscribe button to become part of the family. Don't forget about the notification bell so you don't miss a reading or an announcement. And I will see you guys at the next pick a card. Love reading by pile 2. Pile 3, welcome back to my channel. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, you guys. I've been doing a lot of readings today, and so my mind Yeah, the stuff's a little bit jumbled until we'll get into the channeling. It'll clear out, I promise. Okay. Um, anyway, yeah, welcome back. My name is Michelle. If you're new here, okay, we're doing another pick a card love reading, tapping into your person and channeling through who you are to them, where you stand with them, and what do they want with you in this connection. All right, so I'm going to get you all the juicy little details. Just keep in mind, you guys, it's a general reading, so whatever resonates, take it, run with it, whatever you want to do with it. If it's not resonating, just drop it and leave it behind for whomever it might be resonating for. I do have personal readings available if you would like for me to tap exclusively into the energy of you and your person's connection. Just check the description box. All the booking details and all the reading details are going to be there. There's a lot of readings available in the specific person category. Many of them are just $25, and I'm actually going to be adding some more readings to the $25 SP category reading, okay? Anyway, yeah, so we're going to get right into your reading. Pile 3, you guys were drawn to the rough black obsidian stone. I'm already picking up on some impressions. Let's see who you are to them. Ooh, okay. We got netcaster with preparations come to fruition. The number 42 or the number 6 could be significant. We have, oh wow, we got the magician, the 3 of wands, and the 7 of pentacles in the reverse. Okay, I just literally heard who you are to them. It's like they wrote down a list of like their ideal person or their ideal connection, and here you are. Here it is. And it's carrying the energies of, there's some self-sabotage playing out here, because I'm hearing when's the other shoe gonna drop, and it's too good to be true. Okay, so your person got exactly what, like, if they may not have even, I don't know, with the magician here though in the upright position, this is almost like they called you in. Right, somehow they called you in. And oh, you know what I just saw, that oh my gosh, that part in Practical Magic when Sarah Bullock and Nicole Kidman's characters, I forgot what their names are. Sally, okay. Sally. Oh shit, I don't remember which one Sally was. Anyway, it was Sandra Bullock's character when she was, the character was a kid. Not wanting to fall in love, right? Because of the curse of that. If you've never watched Practical Magic, oh my god, why haven't you watched it? Go watch it, it's amazing. But it's that part in the movie where, you know, there was a curse put on the women in the family that if they ever fell in love, that the men that they fell in love with were going to end up dying, right? And it happened to their mom. Their dad ended up dying because her mom fell in love with them. And Sandra Bullock's character decided that she never wanted to fall in love, and so what she ended up doing was she put out some kind of a spell, right? And she came up with some attributes that she just never thought, these, you know, things that she thought could just not exist in one person, right? And then, you know, fast forward, come to find out that person actually did exist. And that's kind of like what this feels like. Like your person is like, oh my gosh, you exist. How could you possibly exist? And there's like, and there's this, you know, not that they think, oh, they might think, if your person has experienced a lot of death or a lot of loss, okay, they might be afraid of losing you. That could be your person's problem. Ooh, wow, that's crazy. Okay, that's highly specific, but you know, it's true for a lot of people. What they end up doing is they'll sabotage. It's almost like, what do they call that? A self-fulfilling prophecy. And so they got everything they wanted in you and in this connection, and because they're afraid of somehow losing it some way, shape, or form, it's like they're sabotaging it themselves so they can stay ahead of the curve. It's one of those things, but it is coming from a place of fear. softening the blow. Like, it's going to hurt if they lose you anyway, but it won't hurt as much if they have some control over it. It's one of those. It's very sabotaging. You're somebody that they can see a future with the Three of Wands here. But they're afraid to put any effort or real energy in it, you know, with the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, because they're afraid, like, okay, if I put all this time and energy and effort into this connection with pile 3, does your person talk really fast? Because I am. But, you know, if I put all this time, effort, and energy into pile 3, and then for whatever reason, whether it be maybe death or you walking away or maybe falling in love with someone else or something, it's like I end up losing pile 3, then it was all of that effort, energy, time, resources, all of it for nothing, right? That's kind of where they're coming from. Who you are to them, you're somebody that they're afraid to invest in because they're afraid that eventually, some way, shape, or form, they're going to lose you. Okay. Give me a minute, you guys. What's the Magician here? So with the Magician, to your person, you're somebody who's very powerful. Somebody that they may even feel like they actually actively called in. This is something that your person is actually like wondering at the forefront of their mind, like, did I call this in? Did I manifest this? Right? But they definitely see you as someone who's aligned, okay? Like I said, I saw an immediate image of somebody listing out all the traits of who they would consider an ideal person for them, and you're like, that's you, okay? You're somebody that they still see a future with, because these are current energies, no matter or regardless of what's going on between the two of you, they still see you in their future. I'm hearing they have a very difficult time now not seeing you in their future, and that actually scares the shit out of them, they're saying. Your person must be very scared of losing you for some reason, okay? You may be somebody they're watching too with the Three of Wands, you know, keeping themselves at a distance and watching you, like maybe on social media. I'm hearing them say they're just keeping an eye on things. So yeah, for a lot of you, your person's watching you somehow, observing you. They're keeping an eye on you. Yeah. So who you are to your person, you're this perfect little package that just kind of I'm hearing randomly showed up in their life, and the problem with your person, they don't know how to receive it. They're afraid to fully receive it. They're afraid to let you in. It's like you're everything they've always wanted, and then they're like, what the fuck? Right? It's almost like, okay, so what that's telling me, pile 3, is you are someone they unintentionally manifested. Your person may not have been wanting, your person is in love with you, pile 3. Your person may not have been wanting to fall in love, or at the very least, they know that they can fall very deeply head over heels in love with you. They might be doing everything in their power, especially keeping themselves at a distance with this Three of Wands energy, to keep that from happening. Whew, all right. Your person could be very anxious or worried for some reason about you and or this connection. Did your person lose somebody? Have they lost a lot of people in their life? Because I'm telling you, there's this overriding fear of like, I never want to go through that kind of pain ever again. And here you come. And they're like, fuck. I can hear them talking to themselves about it. Like, man, okay. Pile 3's person, where does pile 3 currently stand with you? Actually, let me get these over here. And then we'll move on with y'all's reading. Okay. Pile 3's person, where does pile 3 currently stand? Where does pile 3 currently stand with their person? talking. Okay. Your person is still, at least on their end, they're open to talking to you. Okay, you are, where you stand with them is they're still open and willing, and maybe even wanting to like keep the lines of communication open between the two of you, which makes sense because for again a lot of you, your person is somehow, some way, shape, or form keeping an eye on you from a distance, observing you from a distance. There just is an overall energy of them hanging back, though. I'm not picking up on a lot of energies where you guys are like maybe officially broken up or maybe separated. This is carrying more of a vibe of your person just holding you in this connection at arm's length. I just heard holding this connection hostage. I'm also hearing the term arrested development. Yeah, see, your person has a fear of becoming too highly dependent on you and your energy. They are very resistant to bringing you into their life to the point where you are like an everyday thing for them, right? You already are very impactful to your person, but they're very hesitant to actually make you an everyday whatever. I don't know what that term is, but they're not wanting to get into the habit. They don't want to get used to you is what they're saying. They don't want to get used to you. But that's coming from a space of, you know, them having gotten used to other people maybe in their lives, and those people either like dying, passing away, or just abandoning them, walking away from them. Let's get a couple more. Where does pile 3 stand with you? Where does pile 3 stand with their person? Soulmates, yes. Where does pile 3 stand with their person? You're still somebody they feel very connected to, whether they want to feel connected to you or not. They kind of go back and forth, right? There are moments when the fear will kind of subside, and then they're able to really experience the connection for what it is, which I'm hearing is very healing. For some, it's even very rejuvenating. But then something will happen. Maybe you guys will spend too much time together, or something will happen and they'll go back into like, they'll retreat. They'll go back into their shell again. They'll disappear. They'll ghost for days, weeks on end. So it's kind of like that kind of a connection for the majority of you guys here in pile 3. And for those of you where you do have more of an everyday experience with your person, you might just be experiencing that as them just shutting themselves off and dealing with work. Or, you know, I'm seeing somebody disappear into like some kind of a workshop. You know, that's their way of distancing themselves mentally and emotionally, even while they might still be in your somewhat your physical presence, right? That's what's happening, just so you know. Let's see, let's get one more. Where does pile 3 stand with their person currently? Where does pile 3 currently stand with their person? Very, very resistant to it. Your person's very resistant to you, pile 3. They're very resistant to the influence that you have and could have on their life. Where does pile 3 currently stand with their person? Passion in the reverse. Whew, girl talk. Yeah, your person's trying to keep things light. Very much trying to keep things light. I'm hearing them say, I'm just hearing that they try to talk themselves out of it, feeling the way that they do for you. They try to talk themselves out of it. Girl talk at the bottom of the deck. This is time with friends, moving on, happily single, living in the moment, having fun. They're doing everything that they can to not get too tangled up in this connection. I don't know if your person, if they at least at one point maybe had, they might see it as being codependent, but really it's just attachment. It's just living life with somebody that you want to live life with. And for them, they're like, that's too much. They want, you know, where you stand with your person, they want to keep things they want to keep things surface level. They want to keep things maybe even casual. I don't know how. Let me look at passion in the reverse, because that feels like they are doing something intentionally to try to dial that down. In the upright position, it says insane chemistry, liking each other equally. Oh, and then having fun. Okay, your person is afraid that maybe they like you or love you more than you like or love them. They're afraid of an imbalance. You know what? You see what I'm saying? And then that might come possibly from them having experienced that in the past with somebody else. Let me find out what's going on with talking for where you stand with your person, pile 3. Tell me more about talking. Oh, okay. Yeah, they're just saying that, you know, they're not closing the door to you in this connection. And again, the fact that love call hasn't come out is very telling, because your person is like, the feelings are there. I can feel it. And we even have soulmate here, talking about a soul connection. This is this is a bond, right? And it does have very much the potential for more. And your person is cutting it off. That might be, you know, that could be literal for some of you. Your person may have cut things off between the two of you. They may have walked away. Just know that if they did, that's why. Anyway, let's see. Tell me about passion in the reverse. Why is passion in the reverse here? Oh, wow. Avoidance. Yeah, they don't want to feel that. That's that they are doing that strategically. They are doing what they can, okay? They're telling themselves, even if they need to lie to themselves, what they can to try to dim that passion between the two of you, because it scares the shit out of them. This is one of those instances, pile 3, where your person may have swore to themselves that they were never going to fall in love again, or they were never going to, you know, want someone that much again, or whatever the case may be. Again, I'm being taken back to that scene in Practical Magic. And it's like the universe had other plans, because here you are, right? And I keep hearing them say, what the fuck? I don't know. I feel for your person, and I feel for you. I've been in similar dynamics before, and it can be very maddening, right? Because it doesn't feel like a timing issue. I'm not picking up a timing issue. I'm not picking up right person, wrong time. I'm not picking that up. Your person's like, I didn't want that. I didn't want to fall in love. I didn't want to, you know, have all these feelings for somebody. I didn't want that. And here it is, right? So now they're trying to figure out, like, how do I shut this off? How do I turn this off? But they're also asking themselves another question, like, how do I turn my back on everything I've ever wanted? How do I do that? You know, and so they're kind of in an inner tug of war with themselves. I will be honest, at this point in time, the part that's winning is the part that is sabotaging. Just know that regardless of whether or not they ever come back, okay, or whatever happens in this connection, just know you are everything they've ever wanted. And they're never going to forget that. Okay, what are we doing here? Oh my gosh, we even have the Queen of Wands in the reverse showing up at the back of the deck. They're trying everything they can to not see you as everything they've ever wanted. Your person's trying to gaslight themselves, which is unfortunate. Okay, let's see. Pile 3's person, what do you want? What does Pile 3's person want with Pile 3? What does Pile 3's person honestly want from Pile 3 and from this connection? What does Pile 3's person honestly wants? What does Pile 3's person honestly want? with pile 3 in this connection. They don't want to feel everything that they're feeling, but look at the bottom of the deck. It's bottom of the deck, so it's not the energy that's at the forefront, but we got engagement, making it official, marriage in your future. This is what they don't like. With that 3 of Wands and them being able to see a future with you, it's beyond that. They can see themselves married to you. They can see themselves spending the rest of their life with you. They can see themselves creating a family with you, for some of you even, right? They can see this life with you, and that scares the crap out of them because, you know, your person's afraid of loss. They're afraid of death. You know, some of the things that they might actually, you know, be looking at is like, you know, the moment when they're by, you know, your deathbed. You know, you guys growing old together, but that also means like one of you is going to have to live through the other one passing away. That's what scares the shit out of them. You know, because they know that death is inevitable. Like, your person knows that loss is inevitable in this connection. They're either going to lose you by self-sabotaging things, or they're going to lose you by one of you dying, right? And so what they're wanting at this point in time, I mean, what they're wanting is how do I want to explain this? What they want from you and for the connection, they don't want to feel the way that they feel. They don't want to be in love with you, but they are, right? And the reason why is because being in love with you is causing them some kind of pain. Because your person is living in that fear of projected loss, rather than allowing themselves to really settle in and just enjoy the splendor that could be this connection. It's like they're getting in their own way. They're like, I'm going to lose it anyway. I'm going to lose it anyway. So why not I just get it over with and lose it right now? It's that kind of stuff. It's maddening, right? It's absolutely maddening, because it could be a very beautiful experience if your person only knew how to yield, how to surrender, how to, you know, what I feel like what it is your person doesn't know how to deal with grief. Especially if your person doesn't believe in like an afterlife, or they don't believe in life after death. You know, there's some kind of a permanent thing with it's death. It's just death, whether it's an actual death and or just the death of the relationship itself in whatever way that it may come. And so what they're wanting is they just, you know, they'd rather just get the pain and the suffering over with now, rather than experiencing it at some point in the future when they are all the way attached and all the way involved, and they're, you know, 10 toes in and all that stuff, right? So, you know, unfortunately, pile 3, I mean, the energy is here. You're everything they've ever wanted. They can see marriage. They can see marriage with you, even want that with you. Okay. But they don't want that with anybody, though. Your person is not wanting to get attached because they don't want to experience losing you at some point later on. All right, pile 3. That was your reading. Holy crap. Let me know what you thought of this reading, okay? I don't know if you've made peace. You may have already picked up on all of this when it comes to your person, so just let me know, like, are you at peace with it? What are you doing, you know, in the interim? If you feel free to share those things, right? But anyway, yeah, so smash the like button for me if it, you know, if this resonated. Comment below. Let me know that you picked this pile. Let me know how it resonated. Become part of the family so you don't forget to, the hell, my mind just went blank. That's weird. I don't know what that was all about. Anyway, yeah, become part of the family by hitting the subscribe button so you don't miss a reading or an announcement as well as the notification bell. Okay, you guys. All right, I will see you guys at your next pick a card love reading, pile 3. Bye.